Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, coaches, players, esteemed members of the media that are here with us today. Welcome to Fulton County Schools Football Media Day 2023. We're thrilled to have everyone in attendance today to kick off another exciting season of football. I would like to take a minute to thank the College Football Hall of Fame for hosting this great event. Thank you to our board members that are present with us today. The work that you do and the support that you give our school communities is just amazing. Thank you to our superintendent, Dr. Looney. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the work that you do for our students all across the district. Thank you to our new chief of staff, Mr. Cliff Jones. Thank you for all of your work as well. I want to thank our title sponsor, BSN Sports, for supporting this event. Thank you for the breakfast, the wonderful breakfast, and just thank you for the service that you do for our schools and our coaches. Lastly, thank you, coaches and players. Without you guys, this is not possible. We're here because of your hard work and your dedication. This event here serves as a platform to showcase the incredible talent, the dedication, the hard work that you guys put in. This will also shows the celebration of the spirit of competition, that competition, teamwork, and pursuit of excellence that defines high school football. Throughout the morning, you'll have the opportunity to hear from these 16 head coaches where they give insight on their programs, their vision for the season, and they will talk about the players that they brought with them. However, we know football is not about just winning games. It's about teaching valuable life lessons. And what I want to say to you players is, having the experience of sitting where you're sitting, the life lessons that you'll learn from this game, you will take with you for the rest of your life, and I promise you. As we embark on this new season, let us remember again that football is more than just a game. It's a platform for growth, a source of inspiration, and bringing communities together. Thank you for joining us today. Looking forward to hearing some great things, and we'll get the program going. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Ms. Katha Stewart, our board vice president.
Can you tell I was a cheerleader in a former life? And I have 2 daughters that are cheerleaders. So I bring palms wherever I go. I am so excited to be here to represent the Board of Education. I want to recognize my fellow board members. We have Katie Gregory, Kristen McCabe, Dr. Michelle Moranci, and Fran Warren. And we have a couple of other board members who were not able to join us, Lily Pozadik, and our board president, Kimberly Dove, is out of the country, and I'm sure that they are disappointed that they could not be here. I am thrilled that we are about to be in football season. I'm excited for Friday Night Lights. A lot of you already know that I go to a lot of the games. It's such a fun time. And it tells us that it's about to be cool, which is a very welcome relief. People have asked me why I'm so supportive of the athletics and the arts programs within Fulton County schools. Because a lot of people look at our school system and they think, oh, they're just supposed to teach them the reading and the writing and math and those kind of things. But the things that you learn in athletics and the arts as well are just as important. Those character traits that Mr. Glenn just mentioned, those life lessons of teamwork, leadership, perseverance, they are every bit as important as what you're learning in a classroom. And we also recognize that very often those are the hooks that will actually keep you in school. So that's why we do support you on the athletic field. To all of you young gentlemen, you players, you were chosen to come today for a reason. That reason may have been your athletic prowess. It may have been your success in a classroom, may have been that you've got a great high GPA. It may have been a combination of things. But regardless, recognize how important that is. You are a leader on your team. Continue to be that. Every morning when you get up, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I want to be that person that my coach or my team would have chosen to represent. And remember the example that you're setting for the younger kids. I know that a lot of you go spend time at our feeder elementary schools or the middle schools. Those kids look up to you like you just wouldn't believe. So be the example and share those traits, that the leadership, the teamwork, the perseverance that those younger kids need to see. And coaches, I challenge you to make sure you instill those traits in those players as well. So, December 11th through 13th, I have those dates on my calendar. That's the state championship at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, back at Mercedes-Benz again, so excited about that. I hope to see a lot of you guys playing in that stadium this year. And I will be there for any game. Any of you who end up in the state championship, I will be there on the sidelines or in the stands, and I will be cheering for you. I will bring my own palms. So I will be there, and I'm hoping that some of my fellow board members will join me there as well. So good luck. Just make sure you have a great, fun season. It is a fun game, so have fun, be safe, be fair, and have a great season. Thank you so much. And I'm going to turn my palms over to Dr. Looney because he was jealous he didn't have any. So I'm going to introduce Superintendent Dr. Mike Looney.
Good morning. It's always an honor to be amongst greatness. I'll start with our coaches. Coaches, thank you so much for your tireless dedication, for the extra miles that you put in on behalf of our district, the schools that you serve, and most importantly, the players that you work with on a daily basis. Our school district is so special in many ways, whether it's academics, the arts, or athletics, all three of which are important. You're an integral part, coaches, of our success story, and I don't want a day to go by where you don't feel appreciated and valued for the work that you do. So thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of all the employees and parents and communities that you serve. Players, there's no words that I could possibly utter this morning that you haven't heard before from your coach. You've heard about responsibility. You've heard about grit, being relentless, never giving up. You've heard about conducting yourself with dignity and class. And I want to just focus this morning on class for a moment. We live in a chaotic world where lots of people are angry, frustrated, and are looking for small cracks in the porcelain doll that we represent, Fulton County Schools. The reality of it is every single thing that you do happens under a microscope in your community, in your school, in the broader community, in the region, in the state, because you have the honor of wearing a football uniform for your high school, representing the school, the students and staff at the school, the broader community, and our district. And I want you to know I'm a retired Marine. So winning is part of the DNA that comes with service. You're serving too, you're serving in a different capacity. So winning is very important. It is. But I want you to hear me this morning. I would rather you lose every game if you're not going to win with class. And that's hard for me to say, because I love winning. But the way that you win, the way that you play, the way that you live your lives on and off the field are so much more important than the win-loss ratio that you help produce. So win. Please win. Make us all proud. There's one thing that unites communities, and that's Friday Night Lights. Everybody comes together for that. But don't win at any cost. Put your character first. Put your teammates first. And know that because you decided to wear the uniform and earn the right to play, you have also earned the responsibility to be classy, to not taunt the opposing team, to be supportive of your players, to win with class. So my charge to you this morning is this: win, 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 but do so with class. Do it with class. I'm proud of you. I look forward to being on the sidelines and in the stands this year. And I'll see some of you all in December. Play safe, support your teammates, listen to your coaches. Lead your school communities. With that being said, I have the honor of introducing our guest speaker, Terrence Edwards. Terrence, come on up. As you know, Terrence is a former UGA wide receiver, wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons and CFL Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Montreal, I'm not going to pronounce that word correctly, and assistant coach at Milton High School. Good to see you this morning.
Thank you. Good morning. First, I would like to thank Dr. Kraft for initiating me being here to be able to speak to the young men today. I also like to thank Lamar Glenn for executing Dr. Kraft's vision of allowing me to be here to speak to our student athletes today. I also like to thank Ben Reeves, my head coach here at Milton High School, for allowing me to share this platform and represent Milton High School today. And when I got this opportunity, I asked by Dr. Kraft to come and speak, and I've just been pondering to myself, like, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to speak about? And it hit me. This is all about the high school athletes today. So why don't I share a story about my high school career and how I became so passionate about high school football? So bear with me, I'm going to give you a little story here. Besides Dylan Williams, I need to see a show of hands. Do anybody know what Washington County High School is? Not the players, just not the adults, the players. Okay, Riverwood you don't count because your head coach was Robert Edwards, so you know where Washington County is. So my hometown is a small town here in middle Georgia. It's in between Macon and Augusta. And we didn't really have anything to do. We didn't have any malls. Back then we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have really games to play. So only thing that we did was go out and play sports. All the sports, football, baseball, basketball. So that's what we did from sun up to sundown. So in 1992, long before you all was born, a legendary head coach came to my high school named Rick Tumbley. Rick Tumbley came in and established our program to be one of the best programs in the state of Georgia. So once he got to Washington County, I was his 7th grade, no name. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. My brother Robert Edwards was a senior that year. They went on to be 14-1 and lost in the state finals. But why did I tell you that? Coach Tomlin didn't know me, but he allowed me to come on the field before every game, and a 7th grader gave him a scouting report of the opposing team every Friday night. So I went and just watched the opposing team practice, doing their warm-ups, and I would go back to the head coach of our high school and tell him what I see, what they're doing offensively, what they're doing defensively. And he actually listened. He would say that now he listened, but he didn't listen at that point in time. But that's where my passion came from about high school football. Give you a backstory of my playing days. I was a high school quarterback in Washington County. I tell my players this all the time. I finished high school with a 57-4 record, 3 state championships in 4 years. 3 state championships. Imagine that. My last 2 years as the starting quarterback, we went 30-0, back-to-back state championships. I went on to the University of Georgia, became the all-time leading receiver. I went on to play professionally 11 years in NFL and in the Canadian Football League. But I can tell you this right here. My dream, my ultimate dream, was to play high school football. That was my dream. My goal was to play college. I also had a goal to play in the pros, but my dream was to don my high school colors black and gold. So with that being said, players, right, today, what I want to leave you with today is this time right here you would never get back. You could go on and have a 15 NFL year career, but the memories that you're making right now is going to last forever. This is going to be my 25th school year anniversary. I know that I sound a little old, but 25 years ago I played my last high school football game. But guess what I talk about with my teammates still to this day? The last game that I played against Carrollton in the state championship game. Or my junior year when we played Americus and was down 21-0 midway through the third quarter and end up coming back and winning 22-21. Those memories would never fade away. No matter how much money you make, money comes and goes, but those memories last forever. So with that being said, with the accomplishment that I had in my high school career, with the hard work, with the determination, with the help from a lot of coaches and a lot of my teammates, I was honored. Come here, Mark. Last October, I was a part of the first class of the Georgia High School Hall of Fame. And this is the achievements that I earned by being your age. Was the first ballot Georgia High School Hall of Fame. You can achieve this as well, but it's just going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of grit, and a lot of help from your teammates. So if you take anything I said today, take that memories. High school football is about building memories, and legacy. And my legacy that I left to my kids that I have today is this blue jacket. Thank you.
Thank you all for your awesome messages, Ms. Stewart, Dr. Looney, and Coach Edwards. Young men, you have something to take back with you. Coaches, you got something to take back with you. We'll keep the show going, and we'll begin to bring up each individual team, head coach, and their players, and we'll go in order. And we're going to start with Coach Curbins from Alpharetta High.
I'd like to start off by thanking our principal, Dr. Kersey. I know we're close to getting a new principal announced, and we're excited about that. But Dr. Kersey's the person that believed in me and gave me a chance to lead this program, and I'm proud and I'm forever indebted to her. So I still like to thank her. Our new athletic director, Scarlett Grantham, we're excited about her. You know, she's come in and really added some energy to our program and is just going to be a force to help us get to where we want to get to. And our entire administration and our community, the support we get, we're proud to represent Alpharetta. We're proud to represent Georgia high school football, and we're proud to represent Fulton County. I've been around here now. This is going into my fourth season, and I've been in Alabama my whole life. Lived there close to 40 years, and I'm very proud to be a part of Georgia and the high school football in this specific area. It's as good as anywhere in the country. We've got unbelievable head coaches. Our kids behave themselves with class, and we compete against each other. We always get after it. There's a lot of good teams, but it's always class and respect, and we're proud to represent everybody. I'd like to start off today talking about these guys. That's why we're here. We'll start with number one, Sean Wilson. We call him Dub because his last name starts with a W, but Dub's the dude, man. He's an unbelievable kid. He's an unbelievable player. He does the right things. He stands for the right things. It doesn't matter if he has to be the guy 5 plays in a row or he doesn't get a ball for 3 or 4 series. He's going to have the same energy. He's going to play with the same heart and the same effort. He's the kind of person you want leading your team. He's up to 14 offers now. We're proud of the offers he has. We think there are more to come. his skill set translates to the next level. There are a lot of really good players here, and there's a lot of really good players in the country, and you guys that are getting recruited, you know that, all right, when you go and you see them. So it's not a knock to anybody. You need to chase your dreams and think high, and that's what Sean's doing. But he's got a lot of unbelievable opportunities, and I think he can play at any level, anywhere in the country. He just has unbelievable ball skills, and that translates at any level. So we're excited to have him lead us this year on offense, and looking forward to seeing what he does his senior year. Next, number 5, Tajay Hopper. Tajay's a guy that's been with us, his whole career. We're proud of him. He was a kid that had to play early as a 9th and 10th grader, and sometimes that's tough, to play as a 9th and 10th grader, especially at this level. We were at 7A at the time. We were playing a gauntlet of a schedule, and he went out there and he took his lumps, and he hung in there, and he never backed down, and he continued to work and continued to improve. And I think the one thing that separates Tajay and gives him a chance to be elite is he's intentional about what he does. He's going to get there early and get his own stretching in before we hit our hip mobility. When you kind of have that pro mindset and that maturity to take care of the little things and take care of your body, you're going to stay on the field and you're going to keep giving yourself opportunity to make plays. But at the end of the day, he's not just a corner, he's not a safety, he's a playmaker. And I'm excited about what Coach Earl has him doing over there on the defense, and he's going to have a big year, and we're proud of him. Next, number 8, Jarrell Robinson. Jarrell's another guy that's going to be a senior for us that's been around for a while. Same thing. He's been playing secondary, going back and forth between corner and safety, really being an instrumental player for us. But he's a guy that things haven't always gone his way and always held for him the way he wanted to, so he had to show some patience. And that's tough these days. Right? Kids don't want to show patience anymore. They want it now. And I understand that. And, we're at a day and age where, kids are going to do what's best for them, and they're going to make moves, and they got to do what they got to do, and everybody understands that. But I respect Jarrell for hanging in there and going the long, hard way. And what he's put on tape this summer and the progress he's made, he's put himself in position to not just be another good, solid player, but to be a game changer. And that's what we want our seniors to do. We want them to make those memories where they're the ones that made the play, that turned the game around and saved everybody, and he's going to have that possibility this year. We're excited to see him. And then finally, we've got Ryan Fletcher, number 52. Ryan's been with us the whole time. I remember meeting Ryan my 3rd day on the job. If you're ever around him, you're not going to forget his energy. He's on go. He wants it. Doesn't matter what time it is in the morning. Doesn't matter what we're doing. You're not going to find anybody on this planet that's going to go as hard as he does. He's going to push himself into heat strokes if you don't keep eye on him, because he's going to go that hard. And everybody's going to respect that. I don't care who you are. And he's a great player. He's a good leader. And he's been starting for us for a while. And he's going to have a big year this year. And it's his opportunity to kind of take over and make his mark and leave his legacy. And we're proud. And we're excited about this group, not just because they're all talented players. That's why they're here. But these guys specifically represent the class and character, the selflessness, the toughness, the things that, all of us, embody, but that we're proud of to represent in our program. So I appreciate that. I appreciate who they are. I appreciate their contributions to the program. And as far as the outlook for the season this year, I'll say this. They thought they buried us, but they didn't know we were seeds. Thank you.
All right, next we'll have Coach Kelly, Banneker High School.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Campbell, Zone Superintendent, as well as my new principal, Principal Golden, as well as Shayna, my new athletic director. As well as Shayna Williams, our new athletic director. I'd also like for each and every one of you guys, each one of the athlete in here, to make sure that they thank their parents for the hard work, sacrifice, and dedication that they have, and making sure you guys get to your summer workouts, get to practice every day. The things that they do and sacrifice for you guys go unmatched, and it also makes our jobs as coaches a lot easier. Now I'm gonna get to my guys. I have Mark Jenkins here first. Mark Jenkins, he's been in the program here. This will be his 4th year. He's also been a starter every single year. He's also a kid that boasts over a 3.5 GPA. What he does on the field for us, getting guys lined up, getting guys ready to go defensively has been unmatched over the last 3 years, and he's one that we can depend on to play multiple positions. We played him at safety, we played him at linebacker, we played him all over the field, and the things that he do at tight end has really gave us the ability to kind of push to the next level, as well as install a lot more, because he's one of those smart football players that can pretty much do anything that you ask him to do. Number 51, we have LaShawn Stuckey. LaShawn Stuckey is a junior linebacker for us. He's really came along. He was playing defensive line the past couple of years, but this year he's going to be a guy that we stand up, and we think that he can make a lot of plays going sideline to sideline. He boasts over his 50 tackles last season, and what he's able to do, getting guys lined up as well, is he's able to provide that hard-nosed hitter that I think that every single defense needs. Being 6'2", 225, 230, we think that he's going to be able to bring the punch over the next 2 years that can really take our defense to the next level. Third, I have Mario Hudson. Mario Hudson is a guy not as big in stature for the position that he plays. He's our center, but he is a kid that's really, really gritty. He makes sure that everyone knows what to do offense-wise. He makes all the checks on the O-line. He gets everyone in the right position. He corrects the guy next to him. He's someone that has really stepped his game up, just being the cerebral guy that he is. These three players, they haven't missed a workout. They've been there every day. These are the reason that we're going to be able to hopefully push to the next level, be able to become a playoff team. And the hard work and dedication that these guys have is going to all ultimately have an effect on the younger guys. That's where the program leads. The seniors and the juniors, they're going to make those freshmen and sophomores step to the next level, and that's what we really hope to do. As far as the season outlook, we intend to be a hard-nosed physical football team. We've taken on the identity. Hopefully, I like to say me. As Coach Edwards said, the 3 state championships, it was the same thing at LaGrange High School where I grew up. So I want to bring that mentality to these guys, and hopefully they can enjoy the memories that I had as a high school football player. And let's keep pushing. Go Trojans.
Next, we'll have Coach Craig Bennett and Cambridge Bears.
Good morning. I just want to thank Dr. Looney, Mr. Jones, the board, Coach Edwards for your speech. I appreciate that. That baby blue jacket looks really good, though. I'm just going to tell you. Thank you, Coach Glenn, as well. I want to thank my principal, Miss Agins, and my athletic director, Coach Brawwell, for the support they have. It's always an honor to be here, simply because to be in the room with as much talent that's here right now, it's very humbling. And you guys have done tremendous work to get to where you were, to get to where you are, and also to be in the room with all these coaches. And the first thing you do when you get here, you look through this booklet, and you look at the accomplishments of all these young men and the coaches, and it's a just humbling experience to be in this presence of all of that. So I want to thank you guys for what you do. To introduce our guys, first is Preston Clemmer, our quarterback. Helped us lead our offense to lead the state in 5A in scoring during the regular season last year. He has a 3.9 GPA. Should have brought my glasses. Several offers and a lot of interest from different schools. Josh Bagwell is a 3-year starter for us on defense. Also a 3.8 GPA, 3.6. Can't see anything anymore. Next is Gabe Chigwary. He's a 4-year starter for us on the offensive line. He'll probably play both ways this year. He also has some offers and a lot of interest. And the lone junior is Gabe Smith. He'll be a 3-year starter this year as well, started for us as a freshman. And also has some offers from some SEC schools as well as University of Miami. As far as our outlook, we had some success the last couple of years. I'm looking forward to trying to continue that. We have a much different looking team in terms of age, so we'll be really young this year, especially on defense. Offensively, we return some guys. But just looking to maintain and raise some of our standards from these past couple of years. Hopefully, if things go well, we won't end up playing Beaufort, a Lee County, or a Cartersville. That's our last 3 years playoff run that we've had to face. So a lot of respect for those guys, and just wish you guys the best of luck. Hopefully we'll see some more Fulton County schools in the Mercedes-Benz again in December. So good luck and God bless.
Next, we'll have Coach Miller and the Centennial Knights.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Adam Miller, first-year head coach at Centennial High School. First off, thank you to Fulton County Schools, the board, Mr. Glenn put on a great event, the Chick-fil-A Hall of Fame. This is pretty awesome. I've been to a lot of media days over the years, and this is by far, hands down, the best one I've ever been to. So we thank you guys for that. I got to thank Dr. Opie Blackwell and our athletic director, Coach Trey Henson. As many coaches know, your program is only as good as your administration. And I'm so blessed to have these two men leading our school to understand how much athletics can affect your entire community and culture of your school. So I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful to be here at Centennial. It's a very, very special place. With me this morning, I've got Landon Derby, the leader of our defense, plays some outside backer, some safety, a little bit of everything. We've got Ryan Smith, who's kind of our Swiss Army knife, plays some outside backer and tight end and fullback. And then we've got our linemen, Timmy Robert and Jordan Plata, who are both leaders for us up front on both sides of the football. Our program is based on three things. It's based on discipline, it's based on effort, and it's based on trust. These four young men in front of you went through a lot of transition, a lot of change this past offseason, and they have become the epitome of what it means to be members of our program and to be examples of discipline, effort, and trust. I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for their leadership of our program, the impact that they're having off the field, because the number one thing we worry about at Centennial is we worry about making better leaders of the future, better husbands and fathers of the future as well, and these four young men do a great job of that. This season, we're just hoping to continue to build on our foundations, control we can control, a playoff program last year, which I'm excited to come in and take over and be a part of, and really just see the impact that these guys have on me and my family, and we look forward to making our community proud, and we look forward to just hopefully making Fulton County Schools proud as well with the way we handle ourselves every Friday night. So God bless, and go Knights.
All right, next we'll bring up Coach Danny Carlisle and Chattahoochee.
Good morning. It's a lot different. Growing up in South Florida, our media day definitely wasn't this in the College Football Hall of Fame. So I feel very blessed to be here. I'd like to thank Fulton County Board for giving me this opportunity, and my principal, Dr. Todd, and my athletic director, Coach Short. They're by far the best administrative team that I've ever worked for. Everything I've asked for, they've given, or at least worked with me about it. So I really would like to thank them for that. Right now at Chattahoochee, I have a staff of 12 coaches, 5 in the building, 2 at the middle school, so I'm super excited about that. I know in Fulton County, a lot of the time, because of our high academics, teachers don't like to leave these schools. So it's very hard to get teachers in the building, so I'm excited about that. The first person I'd like to introduce is Luke Priester. He's going to be a junior for us. He's going to be our starting quarterback. Also, a great lacrosse player. So he's been balancing his time this summer with lacrosse and football. But a huge outlook for him. He's been doing great this entire summer, balancing both things. He's only missed, I believe, one workout, going to showcases for lacrosse every weekend. So I'd like to thank him for that. My next player is Wally Gruger. He's the leader of our defense. He's playing our Mike linebacker. He's also playing tight end for us. He's making all the calls, all the checks. He hasn't missed a workout. He's 100% attendance right now during the summer, so he's doing a great job. The next individual is Cyrus Shivers. He's been playing a little safety, a little bit of linebacker, some nickelback, some receivers, some H-back. All of our players, we're trying to get on the field, our playmakers, but Cyrus is pound for pound the strongest player on our team, 275-pound bench, 365-pound squat. So for our lift-a-thon, he was pound for pound the strongest, and the last individual is DJ Avery. DJ has been unbelievable spring and summer, and he got his first Division I offer from Eastern Michigan, so we're very, very proud of him. DJ's been great for us at receiver, and also he's playing some cornerback for us, and that's for all of our players. We're trying to get our best 11 on the field, so if I got to throw Luke at punter, I'm going to throw Luke at punter. I throw Luke at defense, our quarterback will play defense. Best 11 players are going to play. And kind of our outlook this year is Chattahoochee has been the stomping grounds for a lot of the teams in Fulton County. They've only won 8 games in 5 years, and we're trying to change that. We're trying to bring Chattahoochee back to the winning traditions that they had. I watched the state championship that they were in, I believe it was 13 years ago, and it was electric. You had 3,000 or 4,000 fans in all white in the dome, and it was special. And I really think Chattahoochee can be that with the hard work these guys are putting in. These 4 individuals right now, they get here an hour early to all of our workouts, and whether it's an offensive walkthrough, watching film, doing that extra stuff to make this program great. And we're just super excited to see what we can do. And I know Coach Miller was talking about the 3 things his program's based for, and ours is very similar. It's effort, attitude, and toughness. And all we want to do is compete every game this year. We want to compete, and by the end of the year, hopefully we can have a chance to be in the playoffs. And other than that, I'm just super excited for what we can do. Go Hooch.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Next school we'll bring up is Coach Maurice Dixon and Creekside Seminoles.
Good morning, everybody. Tribe Pride. Every year I come up here, guys, and I have this whole list of things I'm going to say, and for the last 6 years, I never got to it. So this year we're going to get to it. First of all, thank you to Dr. Looney, Fulton County Schools, our board members, especially Ms. Warren, Dr. Candace. I appreciate your support. On the South Side, we're lucky to have leaders like y'all to support us and help us reach the needs of our program. Our principal, Dr. Walk, is in her 2nd year, and she's doing a great job of revitalizing our school, and we're really becoming the pride of the South Side. My right-hand woman, Dr. Troy, the best in the business. I just appreciate that she took a chance on me 6 years ago and gave me the opportunity to lead the school with such a significant history of being a winning program. Just a little bit about me. I'm a product of Fulton County Schools. I went to elementary school at Union City Elementary, Charles E. Riley. It was consolidated, and I went to Palmetto Elementary. I went to middle school at Bear Creek Middle School, and I'm a proud graduate of Creekside High School. Without my background, without the people supporting me, I wouldn't be here today. So I'm very blessed to be here, and I take extreme graciousness for the opportunity every day. Just a few things about the guys who I got coming up here with me today. These guys are 4-year players at our program. These guys have started over 40 games and have a really great opportunity to cement their legacy as one of the best groups of kids to come through Creekside history. The first one was Roger McQuarrie, 2-time All-State, Max Prep All-American. He has over 25 college scholarship offers. He's $1 million walking. We wouldn't be where we are today without him in our program. Ricky McQuarrie, he got a new number. But if you put both of their GPAs together, they're like a 7.6. So they really take pride in not only being good on the football field, but being great in the classroom and being leaders in the community. Brian Williams, Bam, is an old school guard. He's the undisputed leader of our team. If you get in front of him, he's gonna move you. He's currently committed to Jackson State University. He's a great football player. And last but not least, Caleb Holmes. Caleb Holmes has been All-State. Every year has been All-Region. He's a Max Prep All-American too. He's currently committed to Pitt. This is how I describe him to college recruiters. If you had to build a modern-day guard, you're gonna build Caleb Holmes. The word that we talk about for our program is legacy. You guys have been here 4 years. You guys have played and started a lot of games, played a lot of important football. What is going to be your legacy when you leave Creekside? Other things that we talk about in our program is the ability to wake up and compete every day. You know, I hear coaches talking about our guys have 100% attendance in the weight room. You can't be on my football team if you don't show up every day to play. For the last 6 years we've been there. We've been rated in the top 5. It's about finishing the drill this year. You know, good luck to everybody who's here, except on Friday night if we play y'all. Try pride, guys. Thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Coach Dixon. Next, we'll have Coach Winston Gordon in the Hapeville Charter.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the board, Dr. Looney, Mr. Glenn, our principal himself, Mr. Rick Fowler, who isn't able to join us this morning. The young men I brought with me today is Jordan Toney, TJ Batoon, Eric Searcy, and AJ McNeil. All of these are senior football players. All these young men here hold over a 3-point GPA. All of these young men right here are dual enrolled athletes, and some of them will receive their associate's degree before they graduate. So I tell you, you know, we talk about the term student athlete. At Hapeville Charter, we push student, athlete comes. But we make sure that we put them in position to be successful, not football players, but great men, great family men, great husbands, great leaders of their community. And each one of these young men embody that. That's why they're here with me today. You know, at Hapeville Charter, we do more with less. We don't have any football facilities, yet we hold about 7 region titles and a state championship, and we got over 75 kids playing FBS, FCS ball, so we don't make any excuses about what it takes. We just go out there and get it done. And these young men here be the next 4 to get ready to go and play Division I football. So, you know, don't let anyone tell you, young men, that you can't get anywhere from Fulton County. You can get anywhere from here. And we're a testament of that with what we do with less. Our outlook on this year is just like every other year. We go into the year optimistic. We've never not made the playoffs since I've been at Hapeville Charter. I'm one of the oldest statements here. Like I say, I think Cambridge is the only young man that's been here just as long. He'll tell you, you know, we've been there when it was the cubicle up in the North Learning District, and we've come to this. But we've both been here fighting this fight, pushing these young men forward. And I tell y'all coaches, a lot of times, there's nothing more solid than a coach. A lot of these young men, I'm telling you, you don't realize how much you impact them and how much you shape and change their life, but there's nothing more solid than a coach. I can tell each one of us right now, we always refer back to our coach. Anytime we have a situation or a problem, it's our coach. So it's something about that word coach, so make sure that you take heed and do the right thing by these young men and keep pushing them forward. And let's keep being great in Fulton County. One Fulton.
All right, next we'll bring up Johns Creek, Coach Jim Rao.
Everybody got me? All right. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Glenn. I noticed many of you don't know he was a Florida State Seminole, played for Bobby Bowden, so I noticed when Creekside came up here, he put a little emphasis in that Seminole. So, you know, I heard that and everything. I appreciate him having this. Thank you for the board. This is a great event, especially as a new coach. I'm enjoying it a lot, and BSN is one of our sponsors. This is my 29th year coaching. I know I only look about 30, but, you know, you shouldn't laugh at that. I do. I just want to sit there and say I really appreciate this a lot. I'm going to talk a lot about our school and our players. This is my first year at Johns Creek. I've had a lot of support. Chris Shear, as our principal, and Kurt Call, our AD, have done nothing but support our program. And like a lot of coaches here, have never said no. They want what's best for our student athlete, and I really appreciate that a lot. I'm going to talk about 3 of our players we brought today. The first one is Michael McClellan. He's our senior quarterback. He is a returning starter. He threw for only over 2,400 yards last year and 15 touchdowns. He's getting a lot of interest from a lot of colleges. Our running back, Tony Gilliam, he's a returning senior. He averaged almost 5 yards a carry. The great thing about Tony is off the field. He was named the 2023 Positive Athlete Award winner. There's a lot of things that people don't see out there in the media, and these are some of the things we really need to push as a coach. And the last one is Blake Thomas. The O-line does not get a lot of credit, and Blake is one of our leaders on and off the field, and also with our young junior gladiators, things like that. He really helps a lot. I want to sit there and talk about our outlook for the season. I'm like a lot of people. My expectations are higher than probably everybody else's in the room. But as Dr. Looney said, we're going to do it through hard work, and we're going to do it the right way. I wish the rest of you coaches good luck 9 weeks of the season. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Next, we will have Langston Hughes High School, Coach Boone Williams.
How everybody doing? First off, like everybody, we want to thank Fulton County. Lamar, we appreciate you. Dr. Looney, the board, the cabinet. Without you, none of this is possible. It's crazy that I'm going into my 6th Fulton County Media Day, so it was a surreal moment this morning when I woke up. Again, we want to thank everybody for, bringing us out. The 3 guys I got with me today are high character kids. When it comes to playing football at a high level, you need kids with great character. These 3 student athletes I have with me today are students first. They each boast over a 3.4 GPA. Xavier Leonard, number 7, has a 4.0, and he will graduate with his associate's degree as well with a high school diploma. So he is knocking it out, a bunch of offers. He's going to go play college football at a high level. Giovanni McGee, he's a rising junior. He might be the smallest in the room, but I know his heart is the biggest in the room. He is nothing he will not do. I mean, he's that kid, clean up the locker room with a trash bag. He's that kid, what needs to happen, Coach, what do we need to do? That's Giovanni McGee. He is our go-to guy. It's probably going to be our go-to receiver this year, because he understands every position on the field. Lastly, I have my quarterback, Prentice Air Nolan. He is one guy that he has grown through the program. He's a 4-year starter for us. Kid's ranked in the top 5 in the country quarterback. He's been a Max Prep All-American. He's been so many accolades, but that doesn't describe him. He's the most humble kid you'll ever meet. He is one of the best kids. Quick story about him. He was going to California to the Elite 11, and he was in our players group meet every morning telling the players what we needed to do, work on that day. Like, he's a way about him, but at the same time, he's focused on Langston Hughes. It means so much, and he knows that his leadership, bro. He's been here, 2-3 times being a leader for Langston Hughes. So I cannot speak as high enough about this kid. I can keep going. Our season outlook. At Langston Hughes, we got one motto, regardless of the platform. We want to go 1-0. We want to win every game, but we attack it one game at a time. No game is too big, no game is too small. We give the same work ethic every day. We want to attack the day, and they do a good job responding to that. This year we have an opportunity to continue trending up. That's what I told them the other day. I want to continue trending up. I don't want to level off. I want to keep going up. And I think the guys have responded in a way that I needed them to this summer. Now that we're getting ready to roll into the season, I'm excited about the program, where we're going, and we're going to continue to try to be the best on the field. Hard-nosed kids, physical football. Again, we want to thank Fulton County Schools. We want to thank everybody in attendance, players, thank your coaches, your parents, coaches, my fellow coaches. I thank you for making Fulton County one of the best counties in the state. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach Williams. Next, we'll have Coach Ben Reeves in Milton High School.
Good morning. Like everyone, I'd like to thank Fulton County Schools just for not only being here this morning, but for all your support. Our principal, Brian Jones, our new athletic director, Corey Keys. In order to build a program, you have to be aligned. Without alignment, you just will not be able to build your ultimate dream, ultimate vision. And we have that still with Corey, so looking forward to working with him. These guys on stage with me were all big-time contributors to a state semifinal team last season. Number 2, Mark Esley. He's the guy that gets us going, the Energizer Bunny, the best route runner on the field, unless Coach Terrence Edwards is between the lines. But other than that, he's the guy that can get out there and do it all. Had 50-something catches last year, scored 7 touchdowns, and was a contributor on special teams and also returned kicks. Number 6, Faisal Sequoia. We had 2 high-level safeties last year, so Faisal was a roller in the secondary, but he could come in and play any position, any coverage. And every time that he came in the game, which was every one, he found a way to make a big-time contribution. So looking forward to him having a more vital role and impact this season. Number 7, Jack Lawson. This time last summer, he was preparing to be a starting wide receiver, absolutely killing it. Ended up having a hand injury, and by week 1, he was playing linebacker. By the end of the season, he led our team in total tackles, which just speaks to him as a total athlete. Also has a 4.0 GPA and a 34 ACT, so just such a complete, well-rounded young man. Number 77, Riley Rushing. You know, he was a part of a young, inexperienced O-line last season that took a lot of criticism. But to his credit and to the credit of his coach and the guys around him, he kept his head down, kept working, and turned into a unit that helped lead us to that semifinal finish. And he's got a lot of interest and really perfected his craft and his game, and I'm looking forward to him being more of a force this season. A couple things I like about this group is they all were multi-sport guys at Milton High School. They all make really good grades, and they all have an understanding right now of what's ahead of them. You know, usually year after year, you tell the senior class that, man, your time is so limited, it's gonna fly by. You better cherish every single moment. And usually around region play is when you see it click in their mind of how limited the season is, how fast it did fly by, and they finally understand what you were talking about. But these guys right here, they're a part of a smaller senior class, but the ones that are still with us, they have that understanding now. And they're working and playing and bonding like there is no tomorrow and enjoying every single moment of the season. So I'm looking forward to where they're going to lead us this season and the places they can take us. Thank you for your time, and go Eagles.
Thank you, Coach. Next, we will bring up North Springs High School and Coach Robert Brock.
Good morning. I want to thank not only our principal, Mr. Hanson, and our new athletic director, Coach Thomas, for allowing me to come to North Springs. It's a special place. Our school board and Dr. Looney providing the things that we have here at North Springs and the opportunities that are before us are tremendous. One of the things I want to talk to you about within our program is our word for the year, and that's unity. It's easy to have words and talk about things. It's something a little bit different to put those things into action. Because when we talked about unity as a program and where we needed to go to be successful, it wasn't about just these young men that are up here and the ones that are working back at the school, but it was for us to unite the program. It was an opportunity for us to unite the school and unite our community. And that's going to happen within probably every program here. But for us to make that change, these young men had to come together. They had to become one. These young men that are here today are just a small sample of that unity that's happening back at North Springs. Our principal and our athletic director are doing tremendous things to make this happen for these young men. These 3 have bought in, as well as a lot of our other program kids. A lot of our kids this summer have decided to make a dedication to be there. Our attendance, in comparison to the past, has gone up. Our weight room numbers have gone up. I'm sure they have for every program here in Fulton County. Things are changing, though, here, and these young men are a part of that. So I'd like to recognize them. First one is Antoine Barnett. He's a senior. He's one of the most vocal football players I've been around in 27 years. He doesn't just talk it, but he walks it. He's got a lot of things that go on in his personal life, just like each and every one of these young men out here do. But every day he shows up ready to go to give it his all. He puts it all out there on the field. He puts it all in the weight room and all these different things that we talk about as coaches. Some of these young men up here have decided that they wanted to live it. David Cooper played a lot of different positions. He was actually one of the leading receivers last year at North Springs. He's bought in to make a move to play some defense for us and is doing a tremendous job. Jameer Smith played a lot of defense last year, led the team in tackles for losses, yet he's decided that it's okay to come play offense and play a second position. See, these young men are just a small sample of the change that's happening, and these changes are happening because these young men have led their teammates to go and change the culture at North Springs High School. It's not about me or my staff or anything that we're doing. It's about them buying in to the videos that they watch every day, to the discussions we have about culture change. It's through the technology and through the resources that our county office gives us and that our principal and our AD give us that allow for these young men to experience these changes. As far as our season outlook, we're going to be a little bit different as far as what we've done in the past here at North Springs. We're going to be a lot more disciplined. We want to do exactly what Dr. Looney talked about, and that's play with class. That's one of the things that we've talked about in our culture training. One of the things we've talked about by coming together and having unity. You know, it's easy to sit up here and talk about all the things we want to do and be, but I have a question for our audience. How many of you ever had tiger soup? I mean, true tiger soup. Nobody. Not many people. You would have to probably go to Africa and actually go hunt that tiger. See, I coined that phrase years ago because to me, that's what football's really about. It's about tiger soup. Because if you want tiger soup to go make that tiger soup, you can't go down to Publix, you can't go to Kroger, you can't go to any store here in America and go get it. You got to go willing to sacrifice. You got to be willing to go hunt that tiger to make tiger soup. And that's what these young men are understanding. They're buying into that. And it's not because of me or the staff or anything like that. It's because they know they've got adults in their lives, they got an administration that's supporting them, and they're willing to go live that life and talk to their teammates and bring them along. That's our season outlook. Tiger soup. Thank you.
All right. Next, we'll bring up Northview Titans and Coach Scott Swarzer.
Just want to say thanks to Dr. Looney, our entire Fulton County School Board, our area superintendent, Brian Downey, who hired me 3 years ago, our current principal, Mr. Newhouse. I want to thank Coach Glenn. I also want to thank Ms. Wilder. I'm in a new role as well, and she has been awesome, and just great to have the support system downtown or the district office that we have. Also, my assistant athletic director, Mrs. Angel, she's does a tremendous job as well, helping me out in my new role. Can't forget our trainer, Karen Cantrell, best in the business, keeps our athletes in all sports on the field. And most importantly, our significant others. You guys know how much time we spend away from our wives and families, and I think it's important we recognize them even if they're not here. You know, today my wife's already told me that when I get home at 7:30, she's got me until Sunday afternoon, so you know how that works. Going to my third year, and we know where Northview's been in football in its 20-plus year history. I believe 4 winning seasons, a couple 5-and-5s. I got the job the year before the end of the season with 28 kids at the end of that COVID year, no JV season. We've gone from roughly 40 in my first year, we're right around 70, 75. And that's impressive because if you look at our enrollment, we've gone from, in 4 years, I believe 1850, we're down to about 1450. So and our demographics, if you're aware, we're a lot different than most of the schools in the county. But I'm really excited with this group because these 4 young men, they're all seniors, have really set an example for our other kids. My first year, and Coach McCoy, who's been at North Springs and Northview for a while, he can tell you my first year in the weight during the summer, we were averaging 30, 35 kids. This summer, we're averaging 60. And you know how it is in our community. I mean, we got kids that go on vacation, they fly everywhere. So it still drives me nuts, but you know how it works. I know Johns Creek's probably the same way. So the commitment in the weight room, but more importantly, these are all great student athletes. I think our team GPA is like a 2.9, 3.0, somewhere in there because of the high academic standards at Northview. But we are building a football program and doing it the right way. And that's what's really important, as we mentioned before. I'm going to start on the end, number 13, Lane Schwarzer. He's our quarterback, long snapper. He's only played football 4 years. The best part of it, he's my son, so I get to spend senior year with my son. And I tell everybody this all the time. You know, he's got the job because he is the best one in our staff. He knows that he wouldn't. Last year he didn't start for us until later in the year. But just the opportunity to spend this important year with him as a senior, as his dad, I get to be his dad. Sometimes a little hard on him, but he'll tell you about that. Mikael Reed is next to him. Probably the biggest growth from his sophomore year to his senior year. His sophomore year, I'll be honest, Coach McCoy can tell you, we didn't know if he'd be able to help us. And just the last 2 years, plays defensive line for us, plays some offensive line. We're a little undersized compared to a lot of schools, but the fact that he's willing to stick his body in there and go play, and just a great character kid off the field. Keelan Slayton, number 11, led us in tackles. His growth is tremendous, and just the commitment he's made in the weight room. He's a team leader. He's got a chance to have a great year for us, and just phenomenal off the field. And then lastly, number 22, Drew Flannery. I think he's probably played in his 4 years at Northview, he's probably played 9 of 11 positions on offense and probably 7 or 8 positions on defense. He's going to play H-back for us this year. He's a defensive lineman, linebacker. He's an emergency quarterback for us. We've got to go there. Great kid. He is what high school athletics are about. He lettered in 4 sports last year. And he's probably going to have a chance to letter in 5 this year. But he's Mr. Northview. And people talk about wins and losses, and we all want to win. But it's really about these guys and the opportunity every day to be around them. And I got the best day job in the state. I'm just going to tell you I do. And I love what I do every day, and I'm really excited to be an advocate for Northview. Can't wait to watch you guys play this year. I love it. I hate that I'm going to miss Carrollton and Langston Hughes that game because we're obviously opening up the season. But I look forward to you guys having a great year. Thanks for having us. And just please, let's continue to do the right things for our student athletes. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach Schwarzer. Next, we'll have Coach Michael Young in Riverwood High School.
Hey, hope everybody's having a good day today. I want to thank Fulton County, Mr. Glenn. I want to thank Dr. Looney and our board member, Ms. Gregory, as well as kind of all the principals and all the board here that are so supportive of everything we do. I want to thank our principal, Kendra Smith, who was unable to be here, and our new athletic director, Russell Gray. He's done a fantastic job coming in and kind of hitting the ground running and doing a fantastic job and getting us things that we want. So our kind of outlook for this year is these guys have a chance to be one of the second, if not the first team to go to the playoffs 3 consecutive years. And coming from a school that's been around for over 50 years, that's a big accomplishment. All these guys are returning starters for us. They gained a lot of experience last year. It was a lot of their first years, getting real significant time, and we're looking forward to them leading us into that. The first one right here is Fabian Coleman. He plays linebacker and guard for us, so kind of a little different combination, but he's done a fantastic job being a leader for us. Second one is number 12, Jackson, not JD, Jackson Davis. He's put on about 25 pounds of muscle this year, and we're looking forward to letting him run the ball a little bit more this year because he can finally take the beating. Next, we got number 72, Jay Green. He's a 3-year starter for us on the offensive line, but he's also going to come over and play some defensive line for us, and we're excited to see what he's able to do on that side of the ball this year. And last but not least is number 5, Bennett Sigelski. He's kind of like our Swiss Army knife as well. He plays outside linebacker, inside linebacker, tight end, fullback. He just does whatever we need for our team to be successful is what he can do. And like I said at opening, our goal is to get to the playoffs again for the 3rd year in a row. And these guys are the ones that are going to lead us there. So we're looking forward to see what they got to do for us this year. And go Raiders.
All right, thank you, Coach. Next, we'll have Roswell High School and Coach Pruitt.
I have the pleasure of being here representing Roswell High School. I want to thank our principal, LaToya Miley, who couldn't be here, our athletic director, Ben Suter. Again, like you guys don't hear no very often, they do everything they can to support our program, really support these young men. I brought with me today Number 4, KJ Smith, our quarterback, does an outstanding job at quarterback. We'll continue to do the same. Number 1, Dylan Williams, plays outside receiver. Number 3, Nakai Davenport, running back. And then number 8, Connor Beach, plays safety, outside linebacker. I could sit up here and talk about what they do for us on the field. I think the more important thing they do, they lead our team. We had a youth camp this past week. All 4 of these guys were there multiple days. We go and read the elementary schools. These are 4 of the guys I know I don't have to ask. They'll be there. Whatever we're trying to do, they'll be there to support us on and off the field. As far as this year goes, being in the semifinals last year was a good point for our program. We have one goal, trying to get that done at the end and finish in the Mercedes-Benz. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Pruitt. Next, we'll have Tri-Cities High School Bulldogs and Coach Rodney Hackney.
Good morning. I want to follow suit with everybody, thanking our Fulton County board members, Dr. Looney, Superintendent, also Mr. Glenn, County AD. Thank you for the opportunity. I've been to a lot of media days, like I said, and we talked about media days. I remember when there was no media days, so that's how long I've been coaching. It's been a minute. I want to thank also my principal for hiring me, and Mr. Fred Scipio, our athletic director. I knew Fred before we became co-workers, but knew him beforehand, and just building relationships made it easy transition for me. He's given me everything I needed thus far. He's actually been ahead of the game. When he walked in, he said, "Coach, I know you need this, I know you need that." So he was all ahead of the game and gave me a lot of stuff. So just simple things that we needed that he set for us. So you're probably saying why I'm wearing this sweater. This is my grandpa's sweater. Coach Boone made a joke about it. He said, Tri-Cities had cardigan sweaters, so we're changing the mindset at Tri-Cities. We do have cardigan sweaters to wear. With my team, probably get my team to wear some as too. So that's the concept. I just want to talk real quickly. I remember I've been in this thing 29 years. So like I said, this is my papa sweater, grandpa sweater, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a representation of how long I've been in the game. Again, I remember when there were no media days. Sam Crenshaw is probably the only person that's a little older than me in here. I remember when Sam first started as well. I remember when Terrence Edwards won those state championships. Maurice Dixon at Creekside, I played with his brother back in the 90s. And to see him and Coach Boone just now taking things to another level. Also Coach Zachary and South Fulton, those guys, I remember them coming up in the game. They've now surpassed me and became great coaches in South Fulton. So I'm just happy to be a part of that, happy to be at Tri-Cities High School. And just be some of the things. I remember when kids wore knee pads. I don't know if y'all remember that. Kids used to wear knee pads. They don't wear knee pads anymore. They put them up to their thighs. I remember when they wore big thigh pads. I remember if you had a regular helmet, it was okay. Now everybody has to have speed flex helmets. If you don't have a speed flex helmet, then you can't play for some reason now. So my kids are going through all that, all those things. I also remember when you could crab kids. You remember crab Carl? Do not crab crawl any kids at this moment. You will be removed as the head coach, okay? Trust me, crab crawling. I saw just not too long ago a news article, coaches were removed for that. So do not do that. So a lot of things has changed. We get water breaks every 5 minutes. That's changed. You didn't get any water. I didn't even bring water to the field when I played. So a lot of stuff has changed. So I'm just excited to still be around, still love the game that we call football. Being here is very exciting for me because we do it for different reasons. We're all chasing that ultimate goal of winning a state championship or a region championship. I've had some chance to win region, but at the end of the day, you got to be chasing the hearts of kids and parents in the community because that's what lasts a little bit longer than just chasing trophies. So we want to make sure we're doing that. The most rewarding part always for me is when that parent or that kid comes back and say, "Coach, I appreciate everything you did." Or to see that player with his family. It just means a lot. But it also tells me how long I've been old. TRS contacted me. I didn't even know how many years I had. TRS contacted me and let me know, hey, you're getting to the end. You need to start preparing for something else. So I don't know if the College Hall of Fame is hiring, but I'll be looking for a job in a couple of years. So maybe I could walk around as a tour master or something like that. But anyway, red and black is my favorite color, too. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get Tri-Cities. I graduated from Clark Atlanta University, and I also love those Georgia Bulldogs as well that just won that championship. Give it up for those Bulldogs, by the way. All right, with further ado, these are different type of Bulldogs I'm about to introduce. Not the Georgia, but these are Tri-City Bulldogs. But just to say, they're just as important as those guys. But to my left, wearing number 4, Amante Cooper. He is a senior running back DB. He is the senior leader of our team right now. When I met Monte, he was
not thinking about coming back because he's going to graduate early. He's done what he's supposed to do in the classroom, and he was thinking about, Coach, I'm just done. But I talked to him about coming back out. He's been committed ever since. He's a great person to coach. He's going to be a great student athlete. I mean, a great adult after he leaves here. I just know that, but he does a great job on the field for us. Next, Hezekiah Williams is our junior. Hezekiah is our most versatile player. I truly believe he can play everywhere. I mean, our quarterback went down one day in the summer, and we put him at quarterback. Now, he's not good at quarterback, but he tried it. Punter, kicker, he did it all, and he's willing to try. He has a great attitude. I just love coaching this guy, so I can't wait till next Friday to get a chance to see him on the field. Next, Kwawan Holloway. I always mess up his name, but Kwawan Holloway. He's our also junior O-line, D-line. He's going to be a two-way player. We got to get him in shape to play two ways, but he definitely can do it. The most explosive guy, same thing. Met him in the hallway, was thinking about giving it up, but he stuck it out with us, and he's had a great summer. Next, my quarterback, he's QB1. I get on him a lot. He catches a lot of slack from me, but I told him it's going to make him a better man. Kyle Roberts, he's our quarterback, and he's done a great job. He struggled a little bit in some things, learning our system, but I told him you have to learn a system, and so he's bought into learning it. And he was up last night teaching our 9th grade quarterback the system. I said, you know enough to teach somebody else? He said he did. So he's teaching our 9th grade quarterback the system. I said, don't let the 9th grade quarterback take your position, but make sure you don't teach him too much right now because you still in the quarterback battle. But anyway, these are our guys. They're high-character guys. They're top-notch guys. They're hard workers, no complaints since I've came in. We've came in with a hard-nosed system. We've trying to change the mindset. Like I said, it's a day-by-day process. We don't look ahead. We're not looking ahead at anything. We're right now focused on the next practice, and we want to stay in that concept. So thanks again, and look forward to those Bulldogs. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Hagney. We'll bring up Coach Rico Zachary and Westlake Lions.
Good morning, everybody. Great to be here again. I want to thank everybody, our board members, Ms. Warren, Mr. Glenn, Dr. Looney. I want to thank everybody for having this event. It's a lot of good football here, a lot of good coaches here at this event. Want to say thank you to my administration as well, Mr. Jarvis Adams, Mr. Byron Parker, who just took over. We asked them to support our kids academically, athletically, and socially, and they've superseded everything that we've asked for. So I'm very thankful to have that. We all know how important administration is. Everybody's talked about it up here. These guys I have with me today, from the left to the right, Dominic Stewart. Dominic was a defensive guy. When I got here, we moved him to tackle. Last year, Dominic played at 220. He's 260 right now. He gained 40 pounds in 1 year, so everybody's kind of, when they watch his tape, he kind of like Coach, but then when they come and see him, they see that he's gained a lot of weight. Has gotten multiple Division I offers this year. 3.9 core guy, magnet student, currently committed to Troy. So he works hard on and off the field. Next, John Betts. John's a 3.8 core student as well. Defensive end, outside linebacker. He led us in sacks last year. 3.8 core GPA, committed to Air Force. So John works hard on and off the field as well. We're happy to have John back because we know pressure on the quarterback is what we want to do. Christian Peterson. Christian's a safety and a returner. He's a stick of dynamite as a returner. We won a lot of games last year because of our special teams and because of the return game. And Christian's also a 3.8 student, committed to UCF. We're very excited about having Christian back. He's one of the guys that'll go both ways for us. Tyler McKinstry's last. Tyler was a safety for us last year. We moved him in the corner this year. He's currently committed to Kent State, also a 3.8 student. Multiple Division I offers. We chose these guys for a lot of different reasons to bring them. First of all, they're great students. They work hard every single day. Whatever we're trying to do, they make sure they buy into it. Like I said, we've had to move them around. They play a lot of different positions, but they do whatever it is that we need to do to win games. And so that's the reason that we brought these guys. That's what we want our program to look like. As far as the season goes, we had practice this morning at 6:30. Everybody was there ready to work at 6:30 this morning, and not to be just going through the motions. They were all there with the intent, all there with purpose, and we got the job done this morning. And that's kind of like what it's been the whole year with these guys, in the second year. There's things that, we can't control, but all we want to do is try to control the things that we can on a daily basis. And we're going to let that take care of, everything else. And so I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of everybody and where we are right now as a program. And, hopefully taking care of those little things, those attention to details. We talk about attention to detail all the time. And being disciplined can get us to the next level because that's what we're trying to get to. Thank you.
All right. We've had a chance to hear from all 16 of our schools here, and I want to give them a round of applause again. There's another group of individuals that I'd like to just acknowledge. They do so much behind the scenes work with our programs, with these athletes, and with the other 400 athletes that they're supervising at their schools. But ADs, I want to give you a round of applause for all of your hard work and what you do for our school. In closing, I've heard some great words of wisdom from each of you. I think the one that resonates a lot with me is character and winning with class, as Dr. Looney talked about, winning with class and having character. And just from experience, guys, a lot of you don't know my background, but I was a 4-year varsity letterman at Florida State University, and I played for what I would say the greatest coach in college football history, Coach Bobby Bowden. And one thing he taught us was you walk around with character in class no matter what it is you're doing. And he taught us to go full speed in everything that we did. And you'll probably see his bust or some of his stuff around here, but the lessons, the life lessons that I learned from that man are countless. And so these coaches that are here with you, soak it up, because this will be some of your last chance to be coached. And so I want you to soak it up, take it in. In the back of the room, we have some lanyards, all access passes. You're welcome to tour the building, see some of the history of college football. I'm excited about it. This is my first time here. Excited to see. I have some old college teammates that are in this building, so soak it up. Again, I appreciate everyone. Thank you to our board members, our cabinet members for being here. Thank you to the media that is here with us today. This would not be possible without some great assistance from some of our Fulton County Schools communications folks. And so, again, thank you all for coming out, and have a great season.